Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are literally building a next-generation AI-powered financial planning app from the ground up. We're looking at the landscape for 2026, where, let's face it, static spreadsheets are completely dead and highly intelligent, predictive financial companions are the new standard. But right out of the gate, here's the ultimate question we have to answer. How do you build an AI financial app that predicts the future without violating the law? It's a tricky balance. We're going to explore the massive opportunity of autonomous finance, while carefully balancing it against the severe regulatory risks you'll face if you build it incorrectly. The stakes right now, they are incredibly high. To really understand those stakes, just take a look at this warning from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They explicitly warn against automated doom loops where customers literally get trapped by broken AI. Think about it. If your AI gives bad advice about an interest rate or traps a user in an endless chat without a human escalation path, that can trigger massive UDAP violations. That's unfair, deceptive, or abusive acts or practices, and you definitely want to avoid that. But on the flip side, the reward for getting this right is just staggering. We are talking about a $12 trillion digital wealth management market by 2030. That growth is being driven by users who are demanding active AI assistants that actually forecast their cash flow, not just those passive look-back data trackers we're used to. So here is our step-by-step blueprint for today. We'll guide you through the complete life cycle of a secure, compliant, and highly intelligent financial app, starting with discovery and MVP, and taking you all the way through to QA and deployment. All right, let's dive right into Phase 1, Discovery and MVP. Now, cost scaling is where things get really interesting. A basic tracking MVP is going to run you anywhere from 61 to 152 grand. But the moment you decide to add real-time AI nudges and predictive goal tracking, you cross into that advanced tier, and that pushes development costs upwards of $700,000. So defining your exact AI scope early on is absolutely crucial for modeling your return on investment properly. Moving right along to Phase 2, UI and UX design for trust. We are in the middle of a massive paradigm shift right now. We're moving completely away from traditional passive fintech, the manual entry and static alerts, and moving toward 2026 AI fintech. That means predictive insights and a deeply embedded control architecture. You aren't just showing users where their money went anymore, you're handing them the steering wheel for exactly where it goes next. To make that actually work, your 2026 UI requires total transparency with permissions. Users need a dedicated dashboard, one that aligns perfectly with Section 1033 Open Finance rules, so they can control exactly what the AI is allowed to see. You also absolutely need action previews, so users are never left guessing what the AI is about to do, along with strict human-in-the-loop controls for any critical financial decisions. Okay, on to Phase 3, Backend and AI. This is the brain of the app. This is where your tech stack gets super sophisticated, because you really need an AI ensemble here. You'll want to use random forest or isolation forest models to instantly spot fraud and billing anomalies. Then for cash flow, time series LSTM models can literally predict overdrafts before they even happen. For asset allocation, you can follow Vanguard's lead by using proximal policy optimization, which is a reinforcement learning model to ensure users hit their savings goals. And as for your chatbot, it absolutely must use instruction-tuned large language models grounded by RAG. That is non-negotiable if you want to ensure it never hallucinates fake financial advice. Now, to manage the immense risk of deploying all of these complex models at once, you should really aim for ISO 42001 certification. This is the brand new international standard for AI management. Achieving this certification essentially proves to regulators that your app has a formal, battle-tested system in place for risk management, ethical deployment, and responsible AI governance. Let's lock it down. Phase 4, Security Architecture. Listen to this. With a 196% surge in Trojan attacks specifically targeting banking apps recently, deploying RASP is absolutely critical. RASP stands for Runtime Application Self-Protection. It essentially lives directly inside your app and runs over 100 security checks in real time. This blocks live threats, things like screen scraping, reverse engineering, or overlay attacks, exactly while the application is running. It's like having a bodyguard inside the code. We also have to completely abandon those outdated SMS one-time passwords. They are just way too vulnerable to SIM swap fraud and social engineering these days. Instead, the 2026 standard is cryptographic device binding. This permanently locks the user's authentication to a verified SIM and device pair, which completely engineers out the risk of account takeover. It's a total game changer for security. Next up is Phase 5, front-end development. To bring this all together quickly, by using single code-based frameworks like Flutter or React Native, you can significantly accelerate your time to market. These tools allow your engineering team to just build it once and deploy it seamlessly right across both iOS and Android. That ensures you're giving users a consistent, lightning-fast, and responsive experience, regardless of what hardware they happen to be holding. And finally, we've made it to Phase 6, QA and deployment. Now, QA is a totally non-negotiable step right now, largely because of some massive incoming regulatory deadlines. The Colorado AI Act hits in June 2026, and the EU AI Act deadline for high-risk systems follows right behind it in August. Deploying an untested high-risk AI in finance without proper transparency threatens absolutely massive fines. We're talking up to 35 million euros under the EU Act alone. You do not want to mess with that. So when you're testing that AI chatbot before launch, you need to change how you look at your metrics. You have to optimize for resolution rate, not deflection rate. Deflection just counts abandoned conversations as a win, which really just hides your frustrated users. Resolution, on the other hand, measures if the user's issue is actually solved. You want to solve real problems, not create those regulatory doom loops the CFPB warned us about earlier. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. As AI systems transition from simply giving us passive advice to actually taking autonomous financial action on our behalf, the ultimate challenge won't just be about building a great tech stack or passing compliance checks. The real challenge will be earning the user's absolute trust. Are they actually ready to hand over the keys to their financial future? Well, if you build with transparency, rock-solid security, and genuine intelligence, the answer will be yes. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will see you next time.